Hi, Dr. Worth. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about the differences in the value of collecting qualitative data versus quantitative data versus qualitative data. And I'll try to, as I'm discussing the differences, I'm going to relate it to my research and using references from articles that are prevalent with my research. I'll talk a little bit about Cresswell um, and work in a little bit of Tanner. So with my research, my study has to do with summer school, and really where I'm going with my research is analyzing the effectiveness of summer school. So what I would like to do is look at the relationship of students who attend summer school and the relationship between their academic achievement. So the advantage of using quantitative research in this format is showing the relationship, a correlational relationship. So Tanner talks about a correlation in chapter 10 and finding the relationship between two variables. So the test that I am really thinking of that would be really applicable to me at this point is the point by serial. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, where I have summer school as the using a nominal scale with summer school, but it also has the did they attend or not attend, and then the interval scale would be the um, test scores. So showing that relationship between students who attended summer school and then their achievement. The piece that I'm struggling with in that is how to measure their achievement. We've got for kindergarten through third grade, spring and fall IRI testing, but for the 4th through 6th graders, we don't have a fall measure. And then I'm looking at using math as well because the research, all of the research, not all, a significant amount of the research shows that with students from poverty, and this goes back to Alexander Entwistle and Olson's hallmark study about summer school and summer loss and turning on the faucet is what they call it. And that study, they used a quantitative study and showed through 39 different summer school programs a relationship between poverty or low-income students and summer loss. So with my research, I will look at continuing, does that relationship hold true with my study? I will be looking at gathering longitudinal data. I think that this is also another advantage over qualitative at this point because the numbers they're hard numbers, they're test numbers. It'll be a random sample of students who attended summer school versus those who did not. And then looking within those who are Title I versus not Title I students. With the qualitative piece, though, I will be doing the mixed method studies. The qualitative piece does add with the gathering of the data and the analysis helps to explain or seeks to answer, perhaps, I guess is a better way of putting it, the how and the why in the piece that I'll be looking at in the fall with the qualitative part is if students do go to summer school, then does the relationship is there a relationship between summer school and student achievement? And then if their achievement is high or summer loss is stopped, then are those same students continually placed in the lower academic groups, or are they bumped up to a middle? Or so kind of looking more in depth at that. That's the piece that quantitative statistics does not really answer. It can show like the chi the chi test can show the strength of a relationship as well as the what is it called, the phi the phi test also shows the strength of a relationship. When there's a relationship, the strength of it. So Cresswell talks about designing quantitative study and using quantitative research and testing your hypothesis, finding your hypothesis, your phenomenon, using solid statistics, finding the statistical tests to best support your analysis. Again, for me at this point, I think it's the point by serial is where I'm leaning to show the relationship between student achievement and attendance in summer school. I'm looking at what else. So Tanner talks about the difference in if there is a statistical significance, and at first that's where I thought I was going until we got to chapter 10, and then explaining the correlation between the relationship, and I think I've beat kind of the dead horse here, but where I'm interested in is showing the relationship. And let's see. So I will be looking at longitudinal data. I'm just looking at the question that I've printed off here. I'm looking at longitudinal data over summer school. Oh, the other piece that I will be looking at for my research is the relationship between the time that summer school is held. So in the district in which the research will be conducted, this summer, the summer school will be held starting in July to the first part of August, and in the previous summers, summer school has been held right as school gets out to the middle part of July. And I think that this new development is going to be a really interesting piece of research. And again, it'll be the relationship is a big piece. The relationship showing, is there going to be a statistical significance in the time when summer school was held, and can I show that perhaps the effect size of that relationship? Will there be a strong or a large effect size with that statistical significance, if there is one? So looking at perhaps an ANOVA test to look at that with the different variables, the two independent variables. So trying to figure out if that may be the best test there. I'm not sure. So in summary, to wrap up, I'm looking for my study, my summer school study, looking at using quantitative data to back up the relationship with numbers, the relationship between attendance in summer school and student achievement on tests. Looking at using longitudinal data for scores, and then following up a piece with quantitative data in the fall, just to add to seek to answer the perceptions of perhaps how and why, but building the strong case with quantitative data as Cressman and Tanner, and then in several of my studies with Entwistle, Alexander Entwistle and Olson being the hallmark study. Thank you. Have a good night.